Hey mamas, it's Kiera with A Heavenly Welcome, and today we are going to talk about 6 phrases for every pregnant mom to memorize. Okay, so these are what you're going to use when you start coming up against some fears about your birth, about the pregnancy, about anything. You're going to use them when you have your own internal fears going through your head and when other people start sharing their negative birth stories with you and it starts causing some fear in you. Okay, so these are going to be such powerful tools for you to use throughout your pregnancy and as you head into your birth. So the first one comes from Psalm 139, 7 through 10, and it's the phrase, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence?" And, in that psalm, it talks about if I settle on the far side of the sea, if I go down to the depths of the earth, even there your hand will guide me and your right hand will hold me fast. And so you are going to use this basically for any fear that comes up, whether your fear is, oh man, what if I'm going for a home birth and I have to transfer to the hospital? Or what if I end up having to have a C-section? Or what if I'm trying to get to the hospital and the baby comes too quick and we end up having it at home before we get there? Like, whatever your fears are, this is such a powerful scripture for you to use. And you just start declaring, God, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? Even if I transfer to the hospital, your spirit is going to be so strong there. There is no way your presence is still not going to envelop me throughout the labor. If I have to go into that operating room, your spirit is going to be so strong right there with me, just saturating the room. Your presence is going to fill the room, is going to fill me with your peace and your joy. Whatever the situation is, if I end up having the baby at home, if I end up having the baby on the road to the hospital, your spirit is going to be with me, God. Your presence is going to be so thick. And you just start declaring that. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? There is nowhere, there is no situation that your presence and spirit are not going to follow me and sustain me and fill me with exactly what I need. Okay? Now, number 2, you're going to use in the same way for the same type of fears. And that's from Psalm 23, verse 6, that says, "Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life." Okay, and so you just start using this too. Surely, God, your goodness and your loving kindness, they're going to follow me. They're going to follow me into that hospital room. They're going to follow me into the operating room. They're going to follow me into my home birth. They're going to follow me, throughout every day of this pregnancy. They're going to follow me into the tests that I have to go have. They are going to follow me into every prenatal appointment. Like, your goodness and loving kindness, I can't escape them. Even if I tried, I couldn't escape them. They are in hot pursuit of me. They are on my tail. And no matter what I do, they just follow me. And they follow me every single day of my life. They're going to follow me into my labor day. They're going to follow me in every day of the postpartum time. They're going to follow me, and I can't escape them. And I just have to accept it, that no matter what goes on, I'm not going to be able to escape, God, your goodness and your loving kindness. Okay? Okay, so the third one is also from Psalm 23, and that is, "The Lord is my shepherd, nothing do I lack." And this means, you just start declaring this, like, God, nothing do I lack right now. Nothing will I lack a single day of my life. Nothing will I lack a day of this pregnancy. Nothing will I lack a second of my labor or birth. Nothing will I lack a day of the postpartum time. There is nothing that I lack in you. And you are my shepherd, and I will never have a second of lack with you as my shepherd. And so that means I will not lack an ounce of wisdom that I'm going to need throughout this pregnancy and birth to make the right decisions for me and my baby. There is not an ounce of lack in finances to take care of this baby. I will not lack any of the strength that I need to birth this baby well. I will not lack any health. There is no lack in you, God. I have no lack. I will never have lack for a single day of my life. Okay? Okay, so the next phrase is going to be really good to use if someone comes up to you and tells you their traumatic birth story or their horrible birth story, which will probably happen. People like to share their birth stories, and they aren't all great. So what do you do, right? Okay, I really encourage you to practice this ahead of time. Just practice your response in the mirror so that you've got it down, you know what you're going to say, so that you don't just take on their birth story and take on the fear of their birth story and start owning that as, oh my gosh, what if that happens to me? Okay, we want to keep you in confidence and faith and peace. So God may give you your own way to respond, but here's how I would respond if someone shared a negative birth story with me. I would probably say, "Oh, wow, friend, I am so sorry. I can't even imagine. That sounds so hard. But I know it doesn't have to be that way. And I've been reading and hearing a ton of amazing birth stories, and I'm really believing that mine can be too. Okay? So let me say it one more time for you. Wow, friend, I am so sorry. That sounds so hard. I can't even imagine. But, I know it doesn't have to be that way. And I've been reading and hearing tons of amazing birth stories, and I'm really believing that mine is going to be too. Okay? Okay, now the next phrase I want you to memorize is one to use after you say goodbye to that friend. Okay, so that's a response you can give to her. But then let's say you're driving home from hanging out with her and having coffee, and her story's still kind of going through your mind a little bit. Okay, here's what you could declare in the car on your way home. God, I am partnering with your heart for this birth, not with her experience. Or God, I am partnering with your heart for this birth, not what happened to me last time. God, I am partnering with your heart for my birth, not what happened to her. Okay, and so you just declare, God, I am not partnering with that story in any way. I am fully partnering with your heart and intention for my birth. And then the last one is another great one you can use on the way home, or I was going to walk later that day or something, and that is, God, you are writing my birth story, and it's going to be unique and special to me. And it's not going to be her birth story or anyone else's. This is going to be a unique birth story never written before. Okay? I'll say it one more time. So you can just say, God, just declare, like, God, you are going to write my birth story, and it's going to be unique and special to me. And it's not going to be her birth story. It's going to be a unique story that has never been written before, and I can't wait to see what it is. Okay, so there's your 6 phrases. I pray that they super bless you. Practice them, get them in your head, get them in your heart. Practice just declaring them out loud when you start getting hit with fear or lies from the enemy. And these are going to be a really powerful tool to keep you in confidence, in faith, in truth, in God's heart and intentions for your birth. So be blessed, moms. You're amazing. If you enjoyed this, subscribe so you can get all my future videos that I make. You could also check out my online Kingdom Childbirth class, where I really equip you as a couple to birth your baby in God's joy and presence and experience the gift that He intended your birth to be. So you can find out about that at the link below. And you can also subscribe on my website at heavenlywelcome.com just to get emails every week, encouraging emails and truth to empower you for a beautiful birth with God. All right, be blessed.